Well, hello there, friends, on this lovely yet chilly Sunday morning. It's late morning, early noon. Sunday, December 17, 2017. And no, don't worry, even though I'm not titling the video that, I'm still on NoFap and still on my diet. I don't know, this will just be sort of a throwaway rant video about the end of the year and stuff like that. But then again, you could say, oh, all your video are throwaway video. So it's alright, believe me, I know that. Haven't had a good video where I could just sort of sit down and rant and ramble. So I guess this will be it. Yeah. Fortunately, since it is Sunday morning and a whole bunch of people are off, it's going to be, oh, that's a big crow. It's going to be very challenging to find a place where somebody is not going to want to go in, even though seemingly at that moment there's nobody around at all. So yeah, so if you've been following me for some time, you know me. End of the year, there always has to be some sort of like, oh, I can't believe another year has gone by, blah 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 video. So I guess this will sort of be in that vein. But like I said, this is just a good old rant and ramble to get it out of my system. And that's it. So this is not me looking for advice, asking what to do, any of that. I just want to go to a parking lot, sit in my car, turn on the camera, and just ramble. That's it, folks. Whether you want to listen or not, that's up to you. So yeah, it's finally a little bit colder today. We've had some rather warm days, or to the point where some of these days you basically wear shorts and a t-shirt, and it's God damn, it's December. It's almost Christmas. Where's the damn snow? But I believe on Thursday and Saturday it's supposed to snow, which I'm very excited about. I miss a good snowstorm. A good snowstorm, and I know, Crow, don't you agree? A good snowstorm where you're also off. You don't have to go to work, so you can go out at night when there's nobody really out and just kind of walk around or whatever. And I love to watch the ambience of the lights from all like the street lights and the buildings and stuff like that, and watch the wind blow the snow around, and just find somewhere where you could sit in silence of sorts. I find it extremely relaxing and peaceful. So I'm that will be my treat this weekend, because this weekend is my weekend to work, and Christmas weekend I am not scheduled to work, so that will be very nice. I believe it's going to be a 3 or 4 day weekend. I gotta double check. So I am very much looking forward to that. I feel like haven't had one of those days in a while. I feel like last year seemed like the snowstorms were pretty pathetic, so looking forward to it. I still remember too one day, one of the years I went to the park. It was off for the day, so I went at noon, put on some boots, walked there. Just snow everywhere, and of course, there's nobody in the park either. Just found a bench and sat down since I was covered in so many layers and stuff like that. I was like, well, I'm not worried about sitting down in some snow, whatever. It was this part of the park that was sort of more secluded from other places. Lots of trees too. It was so serene. And you almost wish you could be there forever. But we'll see. We'll see if I still, but is that a thing that you'll still be able to enjoy, or are you just sort of enjoying the memory of it? Because it feels like there's more and more as time goes by. It just feels like you start feeling a diminished capacity to get enjoyment out of things. And, is that because it's just this thing that happens as you get older, or is it because, well, you basically been doing the same shit over and over for years, so of course, still doing it all. You're not gonna be able to go to little cookies that you used to be able to enjoy, so to speak. So I don't know. It would be nice to still get some serene enjoyment out of it. Yeah, I know this is some very exciting content talking about the weather. Yeah, weatherman, right? Meteorologist here. So yeah, that should be nice. Well, looks like I can do pull-ups now. So I totally wasn't expecting that at all. Was not expecting that at all. It was purely like, well, shit. It was Fridays have become I've kind of gone back to some amount of weightlifting. It's mostly just because if there's an exercise that you don't really enjoy doing, it's hard to, it's going to be very hard to maintain doing it. So I went back to some amount of weightlifting. So I'm just back to a mixture of calisthenics and some lifting. So that day was technically overhead pressing, and I was going to do like pull downs with like a chin up grip on that day and some shoulder work. But it's like, well, shit. Here's this pull-up bar. How could I do any at all? Let's see. And almost pretty easily. Hands pronated, so it was a pull-up, not a chin-up like this. So my chin cleared the bar. It was like, ooh, holy shit! I actually did it. I guess the weight loss plus the negatives have finally worked out. So tomorrow will be Mondays are usually like my pull-up, and I'll just do like dumbbell rows and maybe biceps day. So I'm going to see how many I can actually do, but it was a surprising feeling where it's this, like, I've I've never been able to do pull-ups. That's one thing that's always bothered me. I mean, I remember back in high school during ROTC, just because I didn't want to take gym class. Oh, let's check your PT. Is like I grab onto the bar and couldn't even hold on to it. And even when I was getting fit back during the summer of 2012, when same thing on a low carb diet, I got pretty strong, but I feel like I was doing the same thing, working on chin-ups and pull-ups using negatives and resistance bands, and I dropped quite a lot of weight too, but I got strong on the dips, but for whatever reason, like, I couldn't really do pull-ups. Like, I think I could do chin-ups, but I didn't think I could have done a single pull-up, which was like, god damn, like, what's going on? So I don't know what I'm doing differently this time, because it's the same thing. I'm on a low-carb diet. I am using negatives, but, you know, maybe since I am focusing more on pull-ups than chin-ups and doing some dumbbell rows, I don't know, man. I don't know. Was able to actually do one relatively easy. It was, did not feel like it did not really require much effort at all. I was expecting to, like, you know, about halfway through not be able to pull anymore and just drop back down. So that was a good feeling. So I am looking forward to, yeah, when you can get that first one unassisted, whether it's dips or pull-ups, it's a great feeling. Because basically the point is to be able to do them unassisted, but more importantly is to be able to do reps with them. So, you know, being able to do, like, I don't know, 8 to 10 and do several sets of that. Because once you can do that, you can start doing it with a weighted vest. And when you can do calisthenics with a weighted vest, that is when the progress really takes off when it comes to, like, strength and muscle building. 'Cause, yeah, you get used to doing that stuff with, like, a 40-pound weighted vest. You take that vest off and you try doing it again, and you literally feel like you're weightless. I remember back during the summer of 2012, so I worked up to, and I think, and this is what I've started doing lately, is I think I've been focusing too much on, like, the 5x5 or something, and not enough, like, doing higher reps. So, like, using a resistance band to do higher reps, that I've been sort of incorporating that more to kind of switch in between, like, strength training and more of, like, higher reps. Because in 2012, that's what I did, is lots and lots of high reps, and I feel like I got stronger faster with dips doing that. But I still have a bit of weight to lose. So that was it. I think I was definitely lighter back then when I got strong on dips versus now. So, but yeah, in 2012, worked up to dips unassisted, then was doing 5x5 with a 40-pound weighted vest, and I could take off the vest and do like 20 reps, no problem. It was like, holy shit, like, it, you know, you're just doing like one rep after another. I was like, god damn, like, this feels easy. So I'm very much in 2018 looking forward to getting there. But this time, not just with dips, but with pull-ups. You know, this sort of bugbear or something that's been over you for quite a while. You're just this fat guy and can't do pull-ups. And maybe it's symbolic of change in your life. I don't know. So, definitely the rest of the year and into 2018 and on, with exercise and dieting. Plan is just to keep doing what I'm doing. It's not broken. It's working. It's nice and steady. Maybe it's not as fast as other things since I'm still not really doing cardio right now. But it's giving me slow but steady progress. And I am long past the point of, oh, I want to transform my body now. I want immediate results now. It's like, no, it's all right. In it for the long haul. And so I'm down to about 230 pounds right now, give or take. It still sort of fluctuates, but I think by the new year, I should definitely be in the 220s. So, which I have not been in for quite a while. It has been quite a while. And yeah, in the new year, I believe that I can easily get down to like 200, 190 or so. Like, I don't know at what point my body will just stop with like the fat loss or what. But it will be nice to be down to a point where you don't have a big gut and maybe you can actually see some muscle too. Which will be a very, very strange feeling. Very strange feeling. I have been the quote unquote fat kid for so long that just the thought of being actually in shape, and I don't mean, oh, I lost a few pounds and I can wear a smaller shirt, like, and I don't mean like, oh, you have like a big six-pack or something now because you can see it all, but enough where there is a much lower body fat on you and you can see muscle and whatever. It's gonna be, I don't know. The last time I remember being anywhere vaguely that skinny was a kid. It was the summer before 4th grade. Spent the summer playing Nintendo, drinking soda. Gained a bunch of weight, and from then on, you're just the fat kid. You're just the fat kid. So that will be a very nice thing, I hope, to experience finally for the first time. It's not a matter of if it's going to happen, because I honestly believe I can do it. And it's not even like a matter of I have to do anything special. Like I said, I just have to keep on doing what I'm doing and give it time. Because I believe that true body transformation definitely takes time. It is definitely not going to be, in 8 weeks, look at me. I just hope that it's something that I can actually enjoy. But maybe it's one of those things too where you look at yourself in the mirror each day and that's sort of what you see, so you become used to it in that day. And little by little you adjust to that, so when you do actually make the big progress, you'll just be used to it, I guess, and internalized. And maybe it's for the best that way, because I'm sure, if you somehow couldn't see yourself for like a year. And then, like, oh, suddenly you have a mirror and like, oh my God, look at me. I don't even look the same. I figure that would probably be some sort of big shock to the system and maybe would not be good. But maybe just the day-by-day little progress that you get to see. Your mind gets to incorporate and internalize it. So, what difference it'll really make? Who knows? Who knows? Ooh. Hey, it's this girl. Now, she has got a very nice. Ah, a big butt and leggings, huh? Now that's a sight on a cold Sunday morning. Seems to jog and wear headphones, you know, be very weird to like pull over and run after her like, hey. Ooh, well, it's alright. But anyway, so there's that. You know, like I said in the previous video, it's good to go into the new year with some actual progress in something, rather than another year where you're like, oh, another year has gone by. Feels like you haven't done shit. Just more daydreaming, more fantasizing, more empty promises that you never followed through on. So, but definitely don't get me wrong, folks. I do not have the same sort of, the same sort of excitement and hope for a new year. I'm not dreading it. And when I talk about it this way, it's just purely, you know, 1 year, you know, like the end of a year, just marking the demarcation of the passage of time and what progress you've made in anything, which, you know, usually tends to be, for most of us, most of the time, no progress. It's just usually fantasizing and that kind of stuff that never seems to pan out that way. Yeah, you know, Cole made a video talking about nostalgia that hit him pretty hard. And I definitely can sympathize it quite a lot. Where I've gone to some places where I used to go to before, not so much anymore, and you just kind of mill around or sit down somewhere and you remember yourself being there earlier in the year, maybe years ago. You know, this flood of feelings comes back. And perhaps a part of it is definitely you making it out to be more enjoyable than it actually was. Because that's always a factor. It's definitely always a factor. Where we look back at past times in our life, and I feel like I was much happier back then, and maybe there's some truth to it, but if you really think about it, it's like, yeah, but what about all the bad feelings and whatever that you had back then too, that you're just seemingly conveniently forgetting? Seemingly conveniently forgetting. What I miss, folks, when I was at these places, you're not longing for another place. You're longing for another time, because there's a hint of a feeling that you sort of remember, that you miss feeling that way. Miss feeling that way. I miss getting up and actually looking forward to something. I miss getting up and actually looking forward to something. That's why these little bits and bits that it's like, oh, maybe you used to really enjoy just finishing a work week and just kind of sitting there in your car or something, thinking about having the weekend off or whatever it's going to be. And even though it'll probably not be that great, but it's still that, maybe it's little stuff like that. And then even that kind of stuff doesn't really do anything for you anymore. And it's just, I don't want this to sound melodramatic. I know it's extremely gay, but you do sometimes wonder, like, are you going to be able to really enjoy anything anymore? Or is it just sort of all the magic and stuff is sort of just gone? Whatever that means, the magic. Is it just me? Is it just something that happens as you get older? I don't know. I really don't know. I hope that's not a thing that happens. I hope that's not a thing that happens as you get older, that it's just purely you've been doing the same shit over and over, so you've just lost your capacity for now, to have that fire and whatever about something. And a part of that feeling too is this is sort of something Cole mentioned in this video, which is very appropriate, is the feeling of, like watching people come and go in your life, whether it's at work or whatever, but you're the one who's still sort of there, whether it's you still living somewhere, you still working somewhere, you still going somewhere, whatever it is, that feeling where it's like, watch people come and go, watch people move on with your lives, but you're the one who's still there. You're the one who's still there. When is it going to be your turn to finally move on with life? When is it finally going to be not you watching other people, other people watch you move on? I worked with somebody earlier this month. I don't see them very often, but nice person. Very competent and just very nice. I like talking to them. It was their last day working. Apparently they're moving somewhere, and it was like, oh. It's always a little sad when it's somebody you actually like, too. Not, I mean, that way. Just, as a person is, and talking to other people, it seems like there's possibility of other people that I known for some time gonna move on to other stuff. So it's just like it's that reminder of movement around you while you're still sort of there in the same place. There's been more and more moments lately where I'm reminded of how long I've worked there. Just a random conversation will come up of like, oh, how long have you been here? It's, 11 and a half years. Like, what? Like, yeah. Trust me. I feel like just yesterday I walked into my first shift to be a shelver at the library and blinked my eyes and 11 and a half years have gone by. A third, literally a third of your life has been spent there. And it feels like everything has revolved around it. Getting ready to go to work, so you're just thinking about it, coming back, trying to unwind, whatever. Yeah. And there used to be a time when I actually looked forward to going there. But I think like with everything else, sooner or later, give it enough time, it's just not a thing you can enjoy anymore. I think it's probably the thing right now that's keeping me back the most. It's probably the biggest anchor right now, sort of, in my life. I know people will argue about, oh, well, it's because you live with your parents, that's what's holding you back. I think it's not really the case. I think the fact that I've been there for so long, and it's the only thing I've ever really done, so it's the only thing I know. It's just, I don't know, it's always on your mind and it feels like you can never get away from it. I honestly think that if I were to actually work towards another job, I think the whole living with my parents thing would solve itself. Where it'd be like, oh, I finally fucking got something else and did something else and I've broken free of that like comfort zone and just that thing where it feels like you're stuck there and it's just this thing eating away at you, that I feel like I would probably be like, well, shit, man, now I actually want to move out too. Like on one hand, you've had stability. On the other hand, you've become so comfortable and it's all you know that it's hard to give it up and want to leave. Well, there's just a fear holding you back too. Safety plus fear. But overcome with sickness from like just extreme burnout and just like, you know, is this really all my fucking life is? Just working at the goddamn library? Like, I mean, god damn it, it's been like 11 and a half years. Why the fuck am I still here? How the fuck did that happen? How the fuck do you spend 11 and a half years somewhere? And you grow older, folks. You grow older, folks, and you know, that feeling of the comfort zone just overcomes you more and more, that it just feels harder and harder to want to leave. And so, I mean, I'm not going to say, oh, here's what I'm going to do in 2018, but I feel like in 2018, man, I gotta deal with this whole employment whatever thing. Now that I've gotten fitness and shit under control and it's something that I don't have to think about. I just stick to it and do it and it will happen on its own. But I feel like the focus for 2018 has to be like, I mean, are you really gonna keep doing this shit for the rest of your life, man? Like, do you really not want to try and do something else and see how it goes? I mean, is this really it? Just I mean, if the opportunity exists for you to do something else, or at least work towards something else and do it, I mean, are you really gonna just Sorry, I don't need to go to the bathroom if you hear my stomach grumbling. I'm just drinking water and it's just sort of had coffee and that's it. So the stomach is empty. It's just trying to think of what the thought for the new year would be. It's not sitting around fantasizing about what will change, because nothing will change on its own. Nothing will change on its own unless... No, it must come from you, but then if I had to think of the thought for the new year, the thought for 2018 is going to be how long are you going to keep watching other people move on with their lives while you still stay in the same place? How long are you going to watch other people move on with their lives while you still stay in the same place and your little coping habits and stuff like that just lose their ability to entertain you, distract you, etc.? Man, I really hope I can start I know this sounds very, very goofy, but I really hope I can start actually enjoying things again. I really miss it. That's probably going to do it for the video. I'll see you folks later. Bye-bye. Greetings, friends. It's still Sunday. Guess this will be an addendum, or just maybe a continuation. Two for the price of one. It's like you had a coupon, right? Still Sunday. It sort of looks like there's a bit of a fog in places under some of the street lights. Done with work. No, I can't tell what I'm smelling in the air, if it's just firewood, or sitting here in my car for some odd reason I smell bacon and eggs. Done with the day. It was a very long day. One of those days where you kind of know you're going to have a lot to do. That when you get up in the morning, it's, oh man, you're just looking forward to finally being done with it. And here we are, finally done with the day and enjoying the little moment of relaxation. So much so that you don't even want to go home. You just want to sit somewhere in a parking lot and stare out the car window at nothing. Oh. I ended up coming into work a little bit early. It's one of those, you're so ready to just get the day started and over that couldn't stand waiting around anymore. So I just went into work a little bit earlier before anybody was really there, other than some staff. Decided to walk around, look at the place while there was nobody there. Maybe it was a bad idea. When you're already in a mood of nostalgia, walking around, seeing stuff that's changed, seeing stuff that's still the same. Oh, I remember this little, every little nook and cranny seems to remind you of something of years past. Admittedly, I did have a moment afterwards where you kind of want to tear up a little bit just to think of how long has gone by, all the different little memories here and there. And definitely the feeling, the reality, folks, of man, I have got to get the fuck out of there. I have got to get the fuck out of there. But of course, in this moment, when you finally finish up the day, you're just so glad to finally be off and have the next day off, even though tomorrow I do have to go into a meeting pretty late. It's alright. I'm not exactly going to be working, so you're just so happy to be off that the relaxation sets in, and that drive or whatever that you had during the day in the morning seems kind of out. So that's how you become complacent, frustrated, and then when the shift is over, you're just so glad to be sitting in your car being done with the day that you don't want to do anything, right? Yes, indeed, folks. How in the fuck did 11 and a half years just go by? Oh, God. I finally made sure to put in vacation time for next year. I keep forgetting, hey, 2017's about to be over. Got to do your yearly thing of putting in vacation time in the new year so you don't lose it. So customarily, I will try to go early in the year when there's sort of nothing going on, because my parents are here, so it's not like I need to travel out of state or anything for the holidays. So that way it's convenient for me and not inconvenient for anybody else. So I figured January is too early, and I think there's a bunch going on in January that didn't seem like the best time. So I put in for early February. The beginning, so the first 2 weeks of February to be exact. And then I was like, well, shit, man. I actually have quite a lot of hours that I used to be really bad about. I used to feel guilty for even taking one day off, but nowadays it's like, man, fuck that. Because nobody else is guilty. Nobody else feels the like, oh, if I'm gone for a week or two, even though I have the hours, you know, like I used to be really bad about like, oh no, I can't miss any work at all because we'll be behind or whatever. And it's like, yeah, nobody else feels the same way, motherfucker. So that was fucking stupid. So not anymore. If they're going to give me the hours and I can lose a certain amount of it, I am fucking using it, so I don't care. At the very least, I'm not going during like any busy holiday stuff, so first 2 weeks of February, I figure is a good time, and then I took a week around my birthday in June. I figure, you know, grab another week later on in the year during summer. That'll be I think that'll be a nice boy, somebody seems angry. What are you angry about? So yeah, figure a week off during summer would be very nice. Oh. We'll see how that goes. God, I remember the first time I actually took time off. And it wasn't like because I took time off when my mom broke her ankle to help like take care of her and stuff. I think it was early 2014, and it was wow, 2 weeks. Hold on, I feel like it's starting to get a little noisy from traffic on the left side, so we'll open it up on the right side. Remember when I took time off in 2014, after years of not taking any, oh, maybe that's a dog, I don't know, no. Yeah, 2 weeks where I didn't have to go to work. You could do whatever it is that you want, man. Seemed like the most incredible thing ever. You mean this is taking like vacation from work? Incredible. Yeah, when I finally did for the first time after like 7 years. Decided, yeah, it was like 6 or 7 years before I actually used any vacation time. I took 2 weeks off to help take care of for my mom during and after surgery, and she broke her ankle in like December 2012. So that was when not helping take care of her and getting her stuff and blah blah blah, helping around the house. It was just drinking massive amounts of beer every day and playing Fallout New Vegas. So if I ever turn on that game, it's not that I get reminded of like bad feelings or anything, but just it really, when you have like a certain emotional attachment from something, you know, it instantly reminds you of that. Oh. I don't know if I mentioned it in the morning video, but definitely at this point, and I'm willing to bet those of you who are in a job that has some amount of turnover, especially a lot, feel like after a certain point, every new person to you just feels like a stranger. Even if it seems like you get to know them well and you're on like good terms with them, I feel like at this point I've definitely both direct and indirect coworkers. I've seen so many come and go, and you establish good relationships with some of them and all that, and then it's like, oh well, now they're gone too. That at this point it has very much become they sort of just feel like strangers to you. I mean, what can I say? So I was able to last for so long. You get in with a pretty decent group of people, feels like you belong, there's stability, people stick around, blah 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 and all that. And I think depending on your personality type, I think maybe it has to do, if you're kind of a person who feels lost, like you've lost something or you're looking for something and you don't even know where to look, that when you have moments like that, I mean, I guess I'm answering my own question. How could 11 and a half years go by? I guess when you're a lost person, you find your little hole, find your little group, and as long as they stick around, you're able to be there too. And one day after another goes by, like it's nothing, seemingly. One day, 1 year. But nothing is forever, isn't it? And like I mentioned about the thought for the new year, eventually people move on with their lives. And it especially hurts when it's people you like. People you like, people you're close with. Some people you're definitely still in contact with. Others you just, you kind of know, oh yeah, give me your email, but you're probably not going to pass 1 or 2 emails. It's they've moved on. There's kind of nothing to talk about and all that, so you're probably not really be in touch that much, so they've moved on with their lives and all that, and like I said, you're the one still here. You're the one still here. I know I can do it, folks. I know I can do it. I know I can do it. I think maybe the question comes down to, are you ready to step away from that long time of comfort from being in the same place for so long? Are you ready to step away from that? I don't mean quit, obviously. Just willy-nilly quit, but are you willing to step away and venture out somewhere else? Oh boy. All the people that have come and gone. I don't know, day is over, but I just don't want to go home. I just don't want to go home. Just want to sit here and stare out the window. Well, eventually, gonna have to choose to snap out of it. Going to have to choose to snap out of it. You know, it's when you've done the same thing for so long, it sort of seems like nothing else is really possible, right? Could it possibly be any different anymore? Nothing else almost sort of feels real. But I know that that's not the case. Ironically enough, you know, should the day come that you do finally move on, probably forget about all this pretty damn fast and be asking yourself why the fuck you waited so long. Well, anyway, folks, that will officially be it for the throwaway rant for the end of 2017 video and the thought for 2018. I have got to get the fuck out of here, man. Damn, I was thinking about that girl from in the morning. Generally don't think about women, but you know me, folks. A nice buttocks and a pair of leggings. Oh, mama. Whew. Alright, so that's going to do it for the video. I think I'll just continue to sit here a little while longer and just stare out the window and continue to think about things. Bye-bye.